What's good, Eagles fans? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II, and you guys are locked in on your dose of chalk it up. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I want to talk to you guys about a topic that has been on my mind. It's actually been grinding my gears as of late. There's this narrative out there that we need to go out and find, trade for, or just sign from the free agency pool a veteran wide receiver to help these young guys develop. I personally believe that narrative is being extremely overblown. First of all, these young guys on the roster need all the reps they can get. These guys need the snaps. These guys need to be allowed to cook at the end of the day. You think about all the times we've allowed veterans to get in the way of our development. You think about the times we benched Travis Fulgham for Alshon Jeffrey, who was coming off injury, who didn't give us any production. You think about the times where we put D-Jacks in front of guys like Quez, Watkins, or Jalen Reagor, or whatever it may be. Granted, Deshaun Jackson was a bit more productive than Alshon Jeffrey last season, but regardless, it doesn't negate the fact that our coaching staff, this organization, was putting veteran leadership over clear-cut production. They were putting veteran leadership over clear-cut opportunities for development. We cleaned house for a reason. We're not trying to go backwards at this point. We got a young core, we got a young roster in totality, and there's no reason for us to go backwards. We cleaned house because we needed to focus on development. These young guys need to be given the opportunity to be great. And let's just be frank about it. What could a veteran honestly offer to us right now? Be honest with yourselves. What could a veteran wide receiver really add at this point in the NFL season? Because in our reality, if we sign one right now in the free agency pool, then 9 times out of 10, he wasn't good enough to be on any other roster. And then if we trade for one, that puts current and future assets in jeopardy. So why would we ever play ourselves? Why would we ever hustle backwards? This team is developing, and why would we ever want to get in the way of that just to give a veteran an opportunity when we have young guys who are ready and willing to knock things out the park? Why would we ever sacrifice our development just to bring an old guy in and then potentially pay him whatever we got to pay him and then divert cap space? It's pointless, and it doesn't serve us in any capacity. These guys need to get their lumps and bruises. These guys need to be thrown in the fire. They're either going to rise like the phoenix or they're going to burn with the ashes. And it's just that simple. There's no reason these guys need to get coddled anymore. These guys are getting plenty leadership from the coaching staff, the wide receiver coaches to be particular. Also having Nick Sirianni, who specializes in wide receivers, having a guy like Shane Steichen, who has his hands involved with some wide receiver play as well. And he was hands-on with the development of quarterback Justin Herbert. So you think about the guys we already have in place when it comes to the staff. And then when it comes to having a veteran presence, sure, Greg Ward is young. Sure, he's our oldest wide receiver, but Greg Ward has been through the fire. Greg Ward has been battle tested in situations, key game situations, and he's always come through for us. Mr. Reliable, and that's the reason we call him that. First of all, Devonta Smith, his resume, his work ethic. Him just being in the locker room with these guys, his mere presence is already starting to show leaps and bounds. You think about the plays Jalen Reagor has been making. You think about the plays Quez Watkins has been making. You know what I'm saying? Arguably, these guys are already trending upwards when it comes to development. Now, it's only been preseason. It's only been training camp. It's only been joint practices and workouts. We need to see how this translates through week 1, week 2, and so on and so forth. But ultimately, iron sharpens iron. And there's no reason we need to divert assets just to bring in a veteran to teach these guys something they most likely already know, or they're going to get from either the wide receiver coaches or get from Greg Ward. Greg Ward has been to the playoffs. Let's just put some respect on his name. Granted, Greg Ward is not the most dynamic, but Greg Ward has some experience in his league. He has some experience being a guy that that everybody doubted. And he still came in and did his thing, regardless of what goes down. I don't want us to divert any assets to bring in a veteran wide receiver. These guys need to develop. These guys need to cook. These guys need to be thrown in the fire. These guys need to see all the action that they can get, and it's straight like that. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been locked in on your dose of chalk it up. Word no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more content. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And fly Eagles fly.